The next position that we're going to work on is the side mount. And first we're just going to go over a good side mount base and some of the different ways that you can control your opponent. Okay? So, we have our opponent in a side mount. One of the things that I like to do is take my sternum and put it directly on his sternum, chest to chest. And you should be able to hear your partner's breathing. And if it feels like he's straining to breathe, you're doing it right. So you want to put your chest flat down. There's a lot of different theories on how you should keep your arms and your legs. Some people keep all their weight down on their opponent and keep their legs straight out. Some people will bring up one leg up toward his head and will take this hand and block his hips. Some people will bring both legs up. That's all in, personal preference, really. And I like to change my base whenever we're actually competing anyway. So another thing that you need to keep in mind, this far side arm, you need one hand under it. If both hands are over it, there's an escape that he can use to take your back and you'll lose your position. Also with this elbow, he's going to be trying to create space. So I need to get this elbow out of my way. One way I can do that is to reach in and grab the back of his forearm, and then I just switch my hips. Now when I switch my hips, this is actually a different position. This has another name. Same concept here, but this is called keisagatame or scarf hold. But it's the same theory. There's a lot of submissions from here and a lot of ways to advance your position. But whenever we feel our opponent getting this elbow in, down our way, all I want to do is hold the back of his arm, pull it up, and just walk my hips under it. Okay? And again, always keeping this hand under. Sometimes you don't have that option. Sometimes you'll have to go over, but you don't want to stay here long. If you end up in this position, you immediately want to switch your hips back and start reestablishing your side mount. Okay? So we're going to show that from a different angle now so that you can see the position of the legs and everything. Again, sternum to sternum. My legs are out on my toes, so all my weight is on him. I'm underneath this arm, and I'm hooking the head here. I like to hook behind the head, or I take my pinky, I bug my opponent's neck, and I like to hold onto his shoulder. If you're wearing a gi in a Brazilian jiu-jitsu match, you can hold the gi. If not, you just drive your forearm across, hold the back of his shoulder. Okay? While we're moving, while we're maneuvering around, I can bring this far side knee up to block his hips, or I can take this hand and put it on the ground on the other side of his hips. Again, if this elbow comes in, I grab the elbow, lift it, shoot my hips through. Now I'm in a scarf hold. Okay? One last angle. I have my sternum flat on his sternum, chest to chest. I'm up on my toes. All my weight is down on him. This hand is blocking his hips. I always want to be blocking these hips because he's going to be trying to move them toward me to put me in his guard. So I block his hips with my hand, or I can bring this knee up. I can block him here. If this arm comes in, I'm just grabbing it, switching my hips, going to scarf hold. Or if you prefer, you can just pull the arm up, bring both knees up, and isolate the far side arm. That's just your basic control and base out of the side mount position. Some people call it side mount or side control.